Hi guys. Now I would like to discuss a little bit about friction and weight. Both are also important, but as we remember, the aerodynamics are always the most important part. But anyway, also in friction, you can reduce your time. So what I would like to discuss now a little bit, that is how we can reduce the friction in the chain, then tires and inner tubes, and the ceramic speed pulley. So let's see what the devil has to say about friction in the chain. So you never should go to a race with a chain which is not clean. So the first what you should do is that you clean the chain like this so that everything, the coarse material, is off. And then you are using soap and cleaning everything with soap. I don't have soap now on it. Yeah, but then you would clean it also like this with soap. And then you, last step, with water, you would wait a little bit until it is not wet anymore. And then we need lubricant. So the lubricant we put on like this. And then you have reduced your friction significantly. Okay. So, and almost no cost is included. It is more or less your work. Then what many people forget is that the chain has to be changed. So I have been seeing, somebody said, about 3,000 kilometers, and 3,000 kilometers is actually not much if you are doing quite a lot of training. But how do you know when you have to change your chain? So let's see what the devil has to say about that. So how do you measure if your chain is still fit to use, or maybe already has too much extension and is actually too long to be used anymore? For this you need equipment, something like that. Very easy to use and very inexpensive. Maybe I paid €2 for that. So you put it on the chain like this, and then you can see here on this side that if it is holed like this, then the chain is still okay. And if this one is falling into the hole, then you have to change it. Yeah, the problem is that the chain with time is becoming long and longer, and then it will also influence your performance, which is avoidable, and the price of the new chain is also not very high. Yeah, then the rolling resistance of tires. So I have no numbers for that, but you probably can find later on, if you are looking for new tires, something in the internet, because the tires have different rolling resistance. But on the other hand, also it is important to see regarding the other kind of performance of the tires, for example, the weight. Yeah, so you have to decide if you are going really for the lowest rolling resistance, or maybe also some other performance issues are more important.
So, but anyway, you have to look for this. And then the second point is then that we have to look to the width of the tires. Now the tires are becoming wider and wider. So when I started with triathlon, it was quite normal that is 23 millimeters. And when I came with my new bike and it was 25, everybody was laughing at me because it is so wide. But now 25 is standard, and many tires are going, or many bike producers are going now for wheels which are made for 25 and 28 millimeters. So I think the next one will be 28 as the standard. Besides that, also you have to look for the inner tube, or even tubeless. Also that is a new trend, the trend to tubeless. So what we have at the moment is the width of the rims of the wheels are becoming wider and wider, so that we can put wider tires on it. And then we can also go with lower pressure, especially if we have tubeless tires. And many people don't know it, but lower pressure has lower resistance. That is important to know. So that point we don't need. And then one more, maybe you have seen it already sometimes, the ceramic speed derailleur. It's only a part of the derailleur. And with this you can save about 1 watt, some people say a little bit less than 1 watt. So which would be 9 seconds on a 40 kilometer course, 180 kilometers, it is something like 40 seconds. But the price is 500 euro. And with this, you would have an investment of 500 euro to get 1 watt. So that is really something for if you did already everything and then you still have 500 euro to spend, which is the price of a training bike. So then you can go for this. Now we are coming to weight reduction. If you can reduce your weight, yes, do it. But also there are not so many possibilities. So I think the best possibility you have, what you can do is that you reduce your own weight. I think also here still some possibilities for improvement. Beside that, we have the inner tube. So if you look into shop or internet and you are buying new inner tubes, I recommend for a race you can go for extra light one. So these are more or less the same, but this one here is a little bit lighter. So this here is about 210 grams per pair, while this one is 180 grams per pair. So in the end you can save 80 grams, and that is zero investment, or even I think that one here is even cheaper than the other one. So that is also something which you should do. I always use new inner tubes if I go for a race, and I change maybe the other one to another bike also. It is safer to have a new inner tube on it. So this was already everything on the weight, because I don't want to discuss the weight of the whole bike. Of course, triathlon bike is always heavier than a road bike or training bike. So I have here my two bikes from the same company, and the difference when I bought it was about 1.5 kilo. So this one is 1.5 kilo more heavier, or is heavier than my other one, although it is from the same company and I think the same carbon is used. So friction and weight are of minor importance, but anyway, if you have the possibility to reduce, just do it.